and how we can use it in our data visualization. So as we know, Python is being increasingly being used as a scientific language. So to do certain scientific computations, we'll need uh, various libraries for visualizing the data. So there are already inbuilt libraries which will be useful for us to when we are working with data visualization. Like data visualization ಅಂದ್ರೆ machine learning applications ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ artificial intelligence ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. In such applications we'll need certain libraries. Will be first one of them is Numpy. That is what we will be seeing in today's class. So there are different libraries, for example, Numpy, Pandas, Matplotlib. These are the few libraries which are available for data visualization, which are used in machine learning and artificial intelligence. We'll first go on with Numpy. So basically, Numpy stands for numerical Python or numeric Python. So Numpy will stand. Or that is where we get the name Numpy. What is Numpy is it is a Python package for computation of single and multiple multi-dimensional arrays used for computation either single or multiple multi-dimensional arrays. Along with arrays, it has functions for linear algebra, Fourier transform, all the three are libraries. So libraries andre they have group of functions which belong to certain operations. Like for example, mathematical library andre it will have functions which will be related to mathematical operators. Similarly, NumPy will have functions which will be used for computing array elements use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, or it along with that it also has functions which belong to linear algebra, matrix multiplication or matrix operations, as well as Fourier transform. So few advantages, we'll see few advantages. It performs array oriented programming. Array oriented computing. Even though we have lists lists to perform array operations, there are two advantages of NumPy over list. So I'm telling that NumPy is used for used in computation of single or multi-dimensional arrays, and lists are also arrays itself. Then why do we have NumPy? Is there are two important advantages. We'll see what are the advantages. We'll cover the theory first, and then we can go how to import it and how to use it in our programs. First advantage will be Unlike lists, arrays only have numbers. That is, you cannot have strings or characters. It will only have numbers, so it will help in uh, data computation. Second advantage is that they can numpy elements are stored consecutively. Memory location, unlike lists. So these are the two advantages over lists and NumPy. Other than this, we can now we'll see how to import it into our workspace and use it. Any doubt here?
Actually, I can add one more point to that.
Yes, sir.
NumPy are much more faster compared to the list because of this reason, whatever you mentioned.
Yes.
The lists created with the NumPy are much more faster compared to the list.
These are the advantages. And one more thing is that it can effectively compute multi-dimensional arrays efficiently. So next we'll see these are the theoretical points which you need to know. Next we'll see how to install NumPy. In Python distributors like Anaconda Navigator and Spider, NumPy will already be installed. You just have to import it into your workspace by using keyword import NumPy and then just run. Right now, NumPy library has been imported into your work area. Now we can use it. We will see an example. While using any imported library, you'll have to specify the name of the library, dot, and function, whichever function you are using, name of that function, parenthesis. Inside this square bracket, I'm writing an array, one-dimensional array. So you can see that I have created a one-dimensional array using NumPy using array function which is present in the library NumPy. So this is how we'll access. We can also rename the libraries by using keyword as np. Np is our user defined name. NumPy is the built-in name which is given to the library. Once you use rename, here you'll use np itself. This is how you'll import NumPy. You can try it in your laptops. Along with this, you can also try print. If I give type of array, you can see here the data type is, it is specifying it as numpy dot n dimensional array. That is the class, or that is the data type of this particular array which you are specifying it. We can also create list inside here, that is np dot one second.
See guys, now madam has shown you like how do you create the list, right? But in similar manner, okay, if I take an example of a list, okay, so now you have the numpy array, so imported with the import numpy as np, okay. So we have imported the library, okay. So what is the major difference between the list and the regular numpy list? See, if you look here an example of a variable L that is equal to square bracket 1 2 3 4 5. Instead of this I can just take another number 21 34 56 32, okay, a small list I created. Same thing, I'll take m is equal to np dot array of square bracket, I'll add the same values 34 5 comma 6 comma 32. To check the data type of L and the type of M, so both are of different data type. 1 second, yeah, you could say one is a list and one more is a numpy data type, okay, both are holding the same data, okay, so both looks like almost same, okay. So if we check the this variable, but this class of this is numpy, okay, and whatever the class of this is list. This is original to the Python, and this is based upon this particular library called as Numpy. So it's a like a method used method from Numpy. We have used it to create this particular list. Okay, as I told, in the madam has explained you, like the main advantage of the Numpy are, so they are faster in execution. Okay, now it is a smaller array, but when you go to the larger set of arrays, okay, so Numpy arrays will be of much use compared to the regular Python list. Okay, if you want to access the content of this either list, how do we access the content of the list? How do you access the content of the list? Amrut? Amrut Balu? Bhumika VK? Hello? Nandish?
By indexing.
By indexing, right?
Indexing.
Yeah, Nandish, like tell me, Nandish, like if you want to access the value 21, how do you access it?
0.
So L of 0.
Index.
Yeah, so that is printing 21. So if I try now M of 0, what is the expected output? So that is also same, right? So if you try L of 0 colon 3, what is the expected output, Nandish?
21, 34 and 5.
Yeah. What you can expect it if I try with M 0
Same.
colon 3. That is same output, right? But it is an array. The outcome is also an array for us. Okay. Can you see that? That's the major difference. Okay. So list, and this is a Numpy array. But with the list you cannot create a multi-dimensional array. So now what we tried is an vector. Okay, this is called as vector, right? In terms, because you have a single row. Okay, this is also called as list. So we call them as a vectors. Scalars, vectors and arrays. Okay, so now we have a single row and the multiple columns in the list. Okay, in the array, whatever we have created. Okay, now there are few methods are there which we can use it. So let's see, like madam will continue that. Ma'am, Rakshita ma'am, you there? Yes, you can try this. Let's try. Okay, 1 second. Those are not finished. I just shared this in the chat window. You can take it and complete it.
Yeah, as we were seeing, we can create lists. Along with that, we can also create tuples. That is, so what is the like if we are writing a tuple and list, what is the difference is? if you are writing a list, you will write it within a square brackets, whereas in tuple you will write it within parentheses. So we can do that also. Print. Yeah, both the data types will be same. It will be n dimensional array itself. It won't show it as tuple since we are using numpy.array function. You can check it. Type. You can see both list as well as tuple. The data type is given as numpy.nd array itself. So you can try this. I'll paste it in that window. Now we have seen one-dimensional lists. We can also create n-dimensional arrays. We'll see how we can do that. Are you guys trying this? Do you need time?
Completed.
Others, what about others? Others, please confirm it. So if you guys are trying or you need time.
Completed.
Completed.
Okay. Girls, Bhumika.
Completed, sir.
Okay, fine.
Completed, sir.
Okay. Please respond. Like we don't know. Right. Okay. Continue.
Okay. As I said, we can have multi-dimensional arrays. So we'll see few arrays how we can create. This will be a zero-dimensional array. I'm printing the arrays as output underscore 0. Now if I want a two-dimensional array, what I can do is equal to np dot array within square brackets will have 1 comma one more square bracket. Inside this will have 1 comma.
Hello. हेलो. हाँ सर. हाँ ಸರ್, ಆರಾಮಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Okay, you can see here.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ
This is
ಬಂದೆ.
one
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ
zero
ಬಂದೆ ಸರ್.
dimensional array has one element,
ಹಾಂ ಹೇಳಿ.
whereas we have already seen one dimensional lists. That is what we were trying here. Whereas two dimensional is this. We have two rows of data here with 4 columns. That will be two dimensional array. Similarly, if I want three dimensional,
ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
4,
ಹಾಂ
5, 6.
ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಂ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೇಮ್ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಜಾಯ್ನ್
One second. This will be my three-dimensional arrays. Like this, we can create multi-dimensional arrays using Numpy. I'll paste the code here. You can. I have pasted the code in the chat window. You guys can try it in there.
Done.
Okay. Yes, guys. So far, we have discussed about creating arrays. Okay, there is multi-dimensional arrays have been created. So there has been example which has been covered, right? Okay, in order to create an multi-dimensional array. So let's take same array. Let's take the same array. Okay. Okay. So here I'll give you an example. Okay, one more example array. I'll take it. Okay. So while creating an array, multi-dimensional array, say example, I want to create a simple array with four rows, and three columns. I want to create a simple array with 4 rows and 3 columns. So guys, please try this. 4 rows and 3 columns. Akshay T.
Yes, sir.
Akshay absent ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು 2 days ಲಾಸ್ಟ್.
ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್, ಅದೇ
ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? ನಮಗೆ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಈ ಥರ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಲೀವ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಆಫೀಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ 2 days.
ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಸಾಟರ್ಡೆ
ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ನೀವು ಆಫೀಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್.
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. So post your code in the chat box, those who completed. I'm going to create a matrix M43. Just I'm giving a name. Okay, np dot array of. Okay, array of square bracket. So again one more square bracket, that will be the first row. How many rows are required? Akshay
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಎಷ್ಟು ರೋ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಓದಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ?
4 rows ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
4 rows 3 columns. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 columns ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು? 3 columns ಇರಬೇಕು. 3 4 5. ಈಗ 3 columns ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ. After that, next second row, you'll create few more values. 3 4 5. This is second row. Okay, so this is second row. So then third row with the 3 columns, 1 2 3. Again one more row, 3 comma 2 comma 4. ಎಷ್ಟು rows ಆಯ್ತು, ಎಷ್ಟು columns ಆಯ್ತು ಈಗ? In each we have 3 columns, so totally 4 rows create ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. Okay, if you print it M43, so you can expect 4 rows and 3 columns. Correct ಆಗಿದೆನಾ? So how do you check it? So there are few attributes are there, attributes which we can use it. Okay, how do you check the shape of the numpy array? ಎಷ್ಟು row ಎಷ್ಟು column ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? M43 dot shape. Okay, so this is the attribute. These are called as attributes, or what? The instances of the numpy array which you have created. Okay, they are called as attributes. Okay, instances of a function or a method are called as attributes. Okay, so they are only valid till that function is used. Okay, m3 dot shape. So this will result me in the 4 rows and 3 columns. Okay, print of this row and columns will be printed, returned. Okay, so this is printing you the your matrix. Then similarly, you want to know the number of dimensions. Okay, 43 dot ndim. Okay, so number of dimensions. ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಪ್ರಸಾದ್? ಶಿವಪ್ರಸಾದ್, Bhumika?
3.
Okay, Shivprasad. Okay. How many dimensions, Shivprasad? Like rows into columns. This is row. How many rows are there?
1, 2, 3, sir.
Rows, number of rows.
Sir, will you just scroll down, sir?
No, it is written only,
I can
right?
see.
You can see here. 4 rows and 3 columns. Already written.
3.
See, it is only row into column. Do you have any another page? No, you don't have, right? You have it something like this. Okay, let me show you something. So not paint. 1 second, guys. Sorry. One minute. Yeah, you have got something like this. Okay, and one more something like this. Okay, here you have got few values, 1 2 3. What is this? You call it as columns, right? And this is rows.
Row.
Okay, then how many dimensions? 2 dimension, right? You have only row into column. You don't have any third space here. You have only 2 spaces, row space and the column space. Okay, so this is 2 dimension. Number of dimensions are 2. Can you see that result? It is 2. Okay, so what about this previous example? How many dimensions here? Shivprasad, ಎಷ್ಟು ರೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ರೋ ಇಂಟು ಕಾಲಮ್ ಏನರ ಇದೆನಾ? ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 1 in this particular case. Okay, even if you check here, m.ndim, it is 1. Can you see that? Okay, so arrays, if you have anything something like this, okay, so that is called as third dimensional 3D matrix. Okay, in 3D matrix usually it will be like this. That means here you will be having values like 1 2 3 1 4 5, again 1 2 4, something like that, then 5 6 7. That is one page behind another one. Okay, so that is the page, number of pages. Then again row, again column. Each page will have a row into column. Then you have multiple pages inside that. That will be called as 3D. Okay, 3-dimensional matrices. Okay, so I'm not going to confuse you people with the 3-dimensional matrices as of now. So we'll work on 2-dimensional matrices. Later on we'll move on to the 3-dimensional, like maybe in the future classes. Okay, as of now we'll be working only with the 2-dimensional matrices. Row into column. Similarly, if you want to know the size of it, size we can directly calculate it from the shape. Okay, m43 dot size will return us, okay, 12. That is total number of elements inside it. Okay, it is 12, right? So that is actually what size will return. So row into column. Any questions? Sairam?
Sir,
ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸಾಯಿರಾಮ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ರೋ, ಎಷ್ಟು ರೋಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ?
ಸರ್ 3 ಸರ್.
ಎಷ್ಟು ರೋ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ.
ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಹಾಂ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಸ್.
ಸರ್ 4 ಸರ್.
ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವೆ? 4 ಇದಾವ. ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವೆ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಕಾಲಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವೆ?
3 ಸರ್.
3 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಗ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀನಿ 0th ಕಾಲಮ್, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲಮ್, ದಿಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಎ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕಾಲಮ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ 0th ರೋ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೋ, second row and the third. Okay, if I want to get this particular number, ಯಾವ ರೋ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅದು?
ಸರ್ 0th row 0 column.
So then if I am assigning this with a matrix M43 ಅಲ್ವಾ matrix number ಅದು, M43 of 0, 0 ಏನು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ?
3 ಸರ್.
3. ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್, M43 of, if I want to access here this particular value here, example ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ access ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ
ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸರ್?
this particular which I am marking here, one second, this
ಸರ್ 2, 3 ಸರ್.
this is ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
2
this is for this. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ರೋ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲಮ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವ ರೋ ಇದೆ. ಹಾ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 3, 2 ಸರ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 3, 2 ಸರ್. 3, 2. Okay, that will give you the third row and the fourth element. Third row and the second column element. Clear? Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sairam.
Okay, sir.
Yes, let us try this. This is clear? Anybody having question?
No, sir.
Okay. Similarly, if I take this M43, okay. Now, Akshay.
Yes, sir.
So now what I want is, I want to get this particular value, that is 3 ಮತ್ತೆ 4 ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ 3 and 4 ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಮೈ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಈಗ 001 ಅಂದರೆ 3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 01 ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕೇಸ್, how do you access it? ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರೋ ಸೈಡ್, ಕಾಲಮ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಈ ಥರ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? matrix, row and column. Okay, so let me change this matrix content, guys. Okay, so just for understanding purpose, okay, let's keep different values, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Let's keep it 10, 20, 30. Just for understanding purpose, not to get any confusions, I'm just creating these new values here. Okay, so now let us try one by one. M43 of 0 comma 0, which will result in 3 here. Okay, so that is 3. M43 first row, meaning, what is the meaning here? First row, first column. Okay, next 0 3 comma 2, row number 4 and column number 3. Okay, fourth row and third column. So that is what we accessed. So we are getting the output as 30, so which is present there at that position. Again, next question, Akshay. So what is the process? While accessing, it is always row comma column.
Column.
Okay, so this is the syntax of accessing. Okay, so now I want to access these two numbers 3 and 2. Okay, for that what I'll do is M43 ಯಾವ ರೋ ಅಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಈಗ ಅಕ್ಷಯ್? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೋ ನಂಬರ್? ರೋ ನಂಬರ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ರೀ?
3
0
0
of here 0 comma 1. Okay, what is the meaning of this? 0th row 0th column will give you the answer as 3. 0th row and first column, that will return as number 2 as output. Okay, so let us see that. So you have got that 3 and 2 as outcome. Okay, 0th row and 0th column or first row and first column, we can say in regular terms. Okay, so this is clear, guys. You'll be using one more square bracket to access this content. Tejaswini.
Yes, sir.
Tejaswini. Okay, now Tejaswini. So you're from Tejaswini. You're from which college?
GMIT, sir.
GMIT. You were there in the morning session?
Sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Shruti DS.
Yes, sir.
You are from Shruti?
BIT, sir.
BIT. Okay. So you are there in the morning session?
No, sir.
You are only online. You are taking up this online only, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shruti, now M43 of, say, example. Now I want to access this complete first row. What I want to access is complete first row. What is the row number you are going to access is?
0.
0 comma. What are the column numbers?
0, 1, 2.
0, 1 and 2.
2.
Is it yielding the required result? Yes, right? So this is one way of accessing the complete that row. Okay, so complete first row is accessed. Okay, similarly M43 of, okay, how many columns you are accessing? How many columns you are accessing now, Shruti?
3 columns, sir.
Starting from which column to which column? Starting
0
from
to 2.
0 to 2 means, can I write 0 colon 3? Can I write 0 colon 3?
Yes, sir.
Am I getting the same? Am I getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I write like this also, like this? 0 comma 0 colon. What is the meaning of this? Start from 0, print all the elements.
3
Yeah?
elements. Yes, sir.
Is it giving the same answer? What is the meaning of colon?
Yes, sir.
Meaning of colon means
Next,
what? All.
0 to next.
0 to next all the numbers, right?
All.
Yeah.
All.
0 comma colon. What is the meaning of this? 0 and all the columns.
All columns.
Yeah. Same result. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All these methods are for accessing the first row only. So this is a detailed method, like how it is actually happening internally. Okay. So this is the simplified version of it. Okay. Here you should know the end value. So without knowing that, if you are accessing the complete row, you can go with this method. Okay. Then similarly, guys, try this examples, complete it. So then I'll give the a few more sample examples on this. Try to understand it. Like if you get any questions, please let us know. Yes. Shall we continue? So let's guys try these examples. Okay. Access or return first column completely, return first and second row, return first and fourth row. Okay, try this guys. 3 examples. For your friends, I shared along with the questions. The last question is this. To access first column, you will be writing all the rows, then the column number, that is the first column. So we are getting that outcome 3 5 1 10, that is the first column. 3 5 1 10, we have received that outcome here. That is very good, Nandesh. Next, answer for the next question, first and the second row. Tanmay 0:2 comma 0:3. Okay. 43 off. Let us try this answer. 321,567. Okay, 321,567 we got. Okay, so good, Tanmay. Okay, can you optimize this, Tanmay? Can you still optimize and try it? Ashwin? Ashwin, able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Colon 2 comma colon 3. No. Still you can still do it. Okay, I'll give one more alternate solution. Tarma, whatever you give an alternate solution, that is also correct, but I'll go with this solution. Colon 2, since I require all the columns in order to access the rows, I'll be going with this answer. Colon 2 comma colon. So first 2 rows. Ashwin?
Yes, sir.
Ashwin, you can. What are the rows I require now? I require. What are the row numbers for this example?
First row, sir.
First row, and then directly I need a 4th row. That means I need the row number 0 and then I need the row number 3.
4.
In that case,
3.
yeah, you will be requiring writing 0 comma 3, close the bracket. What are the row numbers? First row and the 4th row, right? Then comma, colon, all the columns. You are getting that answer 3 to 1, 10, 20, 30. Correct? Alternatively, this can be written as M43 of 0 colon 2 colon 4. Okay, comma colon, even that will also give us the 0 colon 2 means 0 plus 2 is 2. It is returning us not 2 exactly, it is 3. I should give it, yeah, 0 colon 3 colon 4 0 plus 1 second guys. No, 7 1 minute. Is consider this answer as of now. I'll give one more alternate solution is there. Give me a minute, I'll give the solution for that. Returns the first and the 4th row. This is the correct solution. So there is one more solution which we can give it. I'll give that. I don't want to do mistake here, but I'll give the solution, correct solution for that. Give me a second. Here I want the row number 0 and 3, right? So we'll start with 0. I'm going up to 4 with a step size of 3. With a step size of 3. That means first value will be 0, then 0 plus 3 will be printed. 0, then 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. So because you put the limit as 4, it will stop at 0 and 3 only. Okay. So this is alternate way of doing it. 3 to 1, then 10, 20, 30. Similarly, if I give you one more example of this slicing, okay. For example, I want this and then I want this row. That is 0 first and the third row I want. Okay. if you're having a one more array, then I'll show with a larger array. I'll show this example with a slicing with a larger array. I'll give an example with a larger array. So first, as of now, complete it. Even if you're having doubt, I'll clear this doubt with a one more larger array. Yes guys, this is, if you are completed, then I'll move on to the next topic.
Sir, you thought in tuples, no sir?
Pardon?
Sir, in tuples, you thought that 0, 1, 2, 3 from left to right,
No, not like that.
and from right to left it goes in negative.
Okay, no, not that order. Like this is different. 0:4:3 means, okay, it starts with 0, it will go up to 4. Okay, like here, no? 0:2 means what? What is the increment is happening with what value? Increment here is happening with the value 1, but here the increment will happen with a 3. Okay. I'll take an example quickly. Like if you guys finished, I'll take an example. One more example I'll take. So now, guys, I'll show you something. Matrix generation. Okay. Or let me take, without generating a matrix, let me take one more example here. A new array with a 1, 2, 5. So this is the array. Print of m dot shape. What is the shape of this array, Shiv Prasad?
Sir, 4:3.
See?
5.
5 rows and 3 columns. Okay, let's say
Yes.
I want to access now alternate rows. First I want to access this, then this, and then this. Okay, how can I do that? M of, what is the first row required is 0th row, colon. What is the last row you will be requiring is 4, right? I'll mention
Yes,
5,
sir,
5 here. Then colon 2 I will mention. First row will be 0th row, then plus 2. Then it will go to this row particularly. Okay. So then plus 2, it will go to this. So it will not go to here because you have only one row left. Okay. So let us try this. Yeah, 0. Then 2, yeah, this correct, it will go here only. Leave it correct, this. Okay. Then comma all. You could see here 3 to 1, 1 to 9, 1 to 5 alternate rows. Okay, so meaning of this one is start with 0 with an increment of 2, with an increment of 2. The meaning of this is with an increment of 2. If I'm mentioning here 3, what is the meaning of that? With the increment of 3. With the increment of 3. So first it will print this value, then directly it will print this value. So then is there any other values to print? No, because the limit you given is 5. So it will stop there only. Okay, it cannot go beyond the limits. Even if you give it here, the limit as 10, you will get an error. No error, but it will be printing only that particular value because you don't have any indexes. But 5:2. Now hope this what is the indexing slicing is clear. Okay. Okay. Firdaus.
Yes, sir.
Firdaus, can you tell how many rows are there in this example?
4, sir.
Number of rows, please read it. You have the output also here, Firdaus.
5, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry.
5 rows. Okay.
3.
Yeah, what is the meaning of this, Firdaus? Start with
0.
start with 0th row, that means this row, with increment of 2, that means it will be considering 0th row, then the alternate row, that is second row, then the 4th row, right? That is row number 4, row number 2, row number 0. These are the rows which will be executed out of this. You can see that is the outcome we have it here.
Sir, instead of 5, if we give 4, sir?
4.
Yes, sir.
See here. 1 less than that. Always remember that. Usually it will be what? 1 less than that number. That means 0 plus 2 is, it will come here. Okay. Then it tries to go for this number, because you put 4, it will always be 1 less than that number. It is like 0:2:3. Okay. 3 means it will not go to the 4th column at all, 4th row at all. So it will stop at 0:2 only. 0 and 2 only. So that's why I given one extra number here as 5. Clear? Sure.
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
Yeah. For that, better I'll give you some example here. Guys, look here. H is equal to np dot. There is a function called as array range. What is the function name? Array range. It will start with the 1, 5, 2. What is the meaning of this? 1, 5. It will try to print number starting with 1, okay, up to 5 with the increment of 1. If you remember for loop, right? For loop alli enaagtೈತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? This is what, right? So if I print h, so this is the outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 less than that number. I'll give you one more example. h1 is equal to np dot range of 1, 5, 2. Now what is the expected outcome? With the increment
1, 3, 5.
Yeah, 5 will not be printed. Why 5 will not be printed? Because
Limits.
it is always 1 less than that limit, right? Only 1 and 3 is printed. Can you see that? 1, 3. It will try to print 5 because you will given the limit as 5, so it will be one number less than that. So it will be 4. It is actually writing like 4. Even if you write 4 also here, you will be getting the same output. But if I write here 3, what can I expect? I only get the 1 as outcome. Even if you write 2 also, you will be getting 1 as outcome. Okay, so please remember that. Okay, it is always 1 less than that limit. So in order to get 1, 3 and 5, you should be writing here 6. So then it will give 1, 3 and 5. Okay, h2 equal to, okay, Praveen R.
Yes, sir.
Praveen, you can notice.
Yes, sir.
I'm writing 5, 0, -1. What is the meaning of this?
Decrement -1.
Decrement by -1. Start with
-1.
5 and decrement with the -1.
Minus.
H2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is printed. Fine. Okay. Rushabha. Rushabha. Rushabha BS. Okay. Bhumika KM.
Yes, sir.
Bhumika, I'm starting with 0, going up to 1. What is the meaning of this? 0 to 1 with the increment of 1 by 1 over 50, or in bracket you can write it as 0.02, right? How many values we can expect? 50 values will be printed if you print this actually. See that? 0 to 0.98, 1 less than that number always 0.02, 0.04, 0.06, so on up to 0.9. We created an array which is of size. If you check the size of the h3 dot shape, if you check it, it will have 50 samples. Okay. If you want to check the shape data type, okay, h3 dot d type, if you mention it, it is float 64. That means the content of the array is float. Okay, the content of the array is float. If you check h2 here, print h2 dot data type, okay, it is again float, sorry, it is int 32, integer value. Since we have only integer numbers, the data type is int 32. Even in this case, okay, if I am checking print m dot data type, what is expected? Integer type, int 32. That is, within the numpy array, what are the contents? So what are the data type of the content of the numpy array? So that's what the meaning. Okay, so yes guys, any questions here? Please try these examples. Amrut,
sir.
Any questions, Amrut? Okay. Able to follow?
Yes, sir. Following, sir.
Okay, fine. You're practicing parallelly?
Yes, sir. I'm doing in laptop, sir.
Okay, good. Yes, then shall we move on to the next example cases, like a matrix array generation using inbuilt functions. So what are the array generation? Like we can generate a few arrays. For example, already I shown you one example of array generation. So that is when you want to generate a single row with a different value sets, okay, linearly spaced arrays, you can use these functions. Okay, apart from that, I can also use something called as a equal to np dot linspace of 1 comma 10 comma 1 10. Say here with the lower limit 1, upper limit 10, generate 10 numbers. Okay, b is equal to np dot linspace of 1 comma 100 comma 10, or say like 25, with the lower limit 1, say like I'll start with the lower limit as 10, okay, and upper limit 100, generate 25 numbers b. lin space, yeah, 10 to 100. Okay, so if you check, so there are total 25 numbers are there. If you count it, b dot size, okay, you'll be getting 25 samples are there. Okay, so this is using inbuilt function lin space. We can generate the numbers as many as numbers required. Okay, then this is using lin space. Lin space function. Next.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, repeat this one, sir.
I'm starting with a lower limit 1, that is here. Upper limit 10. Between 1 to 10, okay, including 1 and 10, generate total 10 numbers. The meaning of this. May I know the name who's asking this question?
Sir.
Bhumika. Yeah, Bhumika.
Bhumika, sir.
Yeah, Bhumika. See here.
Sir, any random number between 1 to 10?
Not random numbers. It uses something called as step size. It is like this. In this example, between 1 to 5. Okay, so between 1 to 6 with a step size 2, right? With a step size 2 you are mentioning here. Here it automatically calculates the step size in order to generate 10 numbers. Here it sequence order, like starting with a 10 up to 100. You can see that it is sequential order. 13.75, then 17.5, 21.5, 25. So it will generate, it will put the step size automatically here. So you will get clearly the picture here. Example, if I give 4 here numbers to generate, you could see that it will generate exactly 4 numbers including 1 and 10. See, 1 plus 4 plus 7, 10. That means it is like writing this m is equal to np dot a range of 1 comma 11 comma 3. Then if I want, I can print m. Could see that even that is also generated 1 4 7 10. It is with a step size 3 here I mentioned, but here you don't need to mention, you just mention what is the numbers you want. It will calculate the step size required and it will generate the numbers. Clear, Bhumika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, clear.
See, there are 2 chances are there, like in data science or machine learning, whatever maybe. Like you want to generate the numbers between some boundaries. Okay, specific set of numbers are required within the particular boundary. So then you'll use this method. If you know the step size, use this method. You know the step size, use this method. Otherwise, go for this method. So there you need not to take any headache of this. Okay. Fine. Okay. So let us move on to the another example case. Okay. So generating random numbers. Like we want to generate integer random numbers, int rand. Okay. So that is or int, some variable name. I am just taking it, np dot random dot rand int, especially for generating a random numbers. What is the range now? This example, between 1 to 10, generate 10 random numbers. Between 1 to 10, generate 10 numbers, 10 random numbers. Between, it is not any sequential order. Okay, between 1 to 10, generate 10 random numbers. Let me see here. Bhumika?
Yes, sir.
Now can you see that some random numbers have been picked up? I'm executing it
Yes.
once again. You got some other numbers.
Yes.
But here it is with a sequential order. Here no sequential order, random numbers will be picked and generated. How many? 10. Okay. Another example. Now, Bhumika, a question for you. Bhumika?
Yes, sir.
So between 10 to 15, what is the meaning of this?
From 10 to 15, 10 random numbers will generate.
So that means there will be repetition of the numbers?
Maybe, sir.
Yeah, it should happen, right? Because you have only 5 numbers. Within that you have to generate 10 numbers. That means you should repeat them. You can see that?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, repeated sequence is found here, like 14, 14, 10, 11 is generated 2 times. So now between, what about this?
From 10 to 150.
Between 10 to 150, generate 10 numbers.
10 random.
Yeah. What about this?
Between 10 to 150, 4 random numbers.
Yeah, some 4 random numbers have been picked. Okay. One more question. np dot random dot randint of 10 comma 100 comma 3 comma 4. What is the meaning of this? Can you guess anything?
3 rows, 4 columns.
Yes,
like that.
absolutely, very good. So it is going to be, so if I print this, I'm going to print rint, and also I'm going to print the rint shape. See, it can be any variable, guys, so I'm just using a suitable variable name. Okay, you can choose any variable of your choice. 3 rows and 4 columns, some random numbers. So it is going to generate total 12 random numbers, okay, arranged in 3 rows and 4 column fashion. Okay, so then for randint, what are the inputs? Lower limit, then upper limit, then number of elements. So that is the input for the randint function. So that one more, random numbers with normal distribution. Zero to 1. Okay, here the random numbers which using the normal distribution. Okay, so there's a kind of distribution type. Using that, the numbers will be generated between the 0 to 1, between 0 to 1. Okay, if you check here, so this is generating the integer random numbers. Now some random numbers between the range 0 to 1 will be generated. Okay, rr is equal to np dot random dot rand. Okay, always generate the random numbers between 0 to 1 only. Okay, so that means you need not to mention the upper and lower limit, only you are passing the number of elements required. 3 indicates between 0 to 1 generate 3 elements, 3 random numbers. 3 random numbers. They are not equal to 0, not equal to 1, always between 0 to 1 it will be. Okay. Similarly, rr equal to np dot random dot rand of 3 comma 4, 3 rows and 4 column. 3 rows, 4 column. the random numbers arranged. Here you don't pass on the multiple arguments, only the what you are passing is only the size of the array. Okay, only size of array has to be passed. Okay guys, so try this guys, all the examples. So guys, one mistake. So this is generates the uniform distribution. Okay. You want normal distribution, you will be using rand n function. Okay. So this means it uniformly distributes the numbers between 0 to 1. But in the normal distribution case, what happens is normally the values to be generated will have a mean value of 0 and standard deviation of 1. Okay, so that is in the normal distribution case. Okay, fine guys, so let's try one more last example, like z1 equal to np dot ones of 3, 4. Then z1, generate all the numbers with the z. np dot ones of 3, 4. 1 second. Is it required? Yeah. All the values 1, 1, 1, 1. z0 equal to np dot zeros of 3, 2. z0, all the values zeros. Like this, there are plenty of n number of functions are there in Numpy array, okay, which you can use them. but I've given you the basic overview of the NumPy arrays, okay, which we'll be using it and throughout these courses. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. We'll start with Akshay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No.
Amrut,
Clear, sir. No questions.
Ashwin,
No questions, sir.
Bhumika, VK,
Clear, sir. No questions.
Bhumika, KM,
Clear, sir.
Firdaus,
Clear, sir.
Nandish,
Clear, sir.
Nikita, SM,
Clear, sir.
Praveen R,
No more questions, sir.
Rushabha. So please tell Rushabha to speak, guys, like who are the friend is there. Okay, she is not speaking in the class. Shivprasad, KM, any questions? Shruti DS,
No, sir.
Tejaswini,
No, sir.
Tanmay,
No doubt, sir.
Umesh,
Clear, sir.
Vinay.
No questions, sir.
Okay, guys. So tomorrow's sessions we will continue with the plots. Okay. So we'll just summarize before we close the session. Okay. What all the topics we covered today. Okay. Let's make it as a markdown cell. Okay. What are the first topic we discussed in today's session? Ashwin.
Yes, sir.
Ashwin, ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು?
Sir, NumPy library, sir.
So we discussed about NumPy, introduction to NumPy. Okay. Create importing NumPy. ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಶ್ವಿನ್, ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ NumPy arrays. Okay. Second point. Then
Advantages over array, sir. Advantage over array.
Yeah, that's what.
Array and list.
Yeah, okay. Advantages. Then how to create
Import.
arrays.
Creating.
Arrays. Importing is done. Importing NumPy. How to create arrays. Then we discussed about accessing the array content. Okay. Third step. We discussed most about the attributes of the NumPy array. Right? Attributes. What are the attributes? Endim,
Shape, size.
shape, size, then
Number of dimension.
data type. Number of dimension, shape, size, data type. Okay. So then fourth point. What else we discussed? Linearly spaced arrays using arrange function. These are called as actually linearly spaced arrays when we generate the numbers using the array range. Okay, because the difference between the one element to another element is always linear, like it's have a fixed step size, so these are called as linearly spaced arrays. Okay, so we discussed about the linearly spaced arrays using the arrange function, and also using linspace. Even linspace does the same task. Okay, but in linspace you just mention the number of elements, but in the arrange function you need to mention the step size. Then fifth one, random numbers generation using rand int and rand functions. Then other array generation functions. Okay, how to create arrays, that is we discussed 1D. Madam told about 3-dimensional array also, right? How to create it,
Yes, sir.
but I won't take the topic as of now, so because we'll not be going in depth of it. Okay, yes guys, so this is summary of the day. If you guys having no questions, then we can wind up the session now. Okay, we'll meet up again tomorrow. Okay, recorded video will be uploaded tonight. Okay, you can watch the video like anytime after 10 p.m. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.